Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello and welcome to the Australian NASCAR eSeries. Tonight we take our X Series to Rockingham Speedway. She's narrow, she's fast, she's bumpy, but it's going to be a whole lot of fun for these drivers. So settle in. We've got a whole stack of laps to come before us. The temperature's 44 degrees, so she's going to be slippery. 1 mile speedway. So let's bring up our starting grid. On pole, Ethan Winter for BBS Esports. Second place, Ryan Jones. Brad Newman, second row with Josh Mickelmore. Jason Martin and Tyler Williams filling out the third row. Dane Snadden and Dave Douglas filling out the fourth row. Aaron Borg and Riley Curtis filling out the top 10 there.
Darren McKenzie will be in your love place alongside with Andy Barber for the Southern Stars eSports team there. We're going to further down in the field there. Stephen Williams been lining up side with Daniel Boyd there for 13th and 14th. Ryan Barber and Tom Pritchard there for the 91 machine. Henry King, all hail to the king there, the number 17. The number Jim Team Justice. Aaron Gilbert lining up with him. Brian Blundell, the double Bs. And Shane Bowen. Jason Holdsmith and Alex, let me give these last name that one. Trent Gosley and Shane Nowens, 24th place.
My name's Aaron Dorman, and joining me in the booth is Dean Hopkins while we wait for our fearless leader, Nigel Seidel.
Yeah, he's entertaining some guests here this evening, my friend, as we'll be entertaining everybody tuning in. Thank you very much for tuning in. Of course, it's the X Series, and we are getting in deep into the schedule as well, too, my friend, because you can see currently at the moment, we are right in the finale. Well, not the finale. My apologies on that one. Talladega, baby, where old boy was hanging out with Dale Jr., wasn't it, the other day there, if you are a follower of Cletus, as he took his truck there, but not around the track, of course, because his truck is designed for drag racing. But Talladega, and some hot news that you heard this evening, and I'm sure anybody that follows NASCAR will be well aware of that one.
Are you referring to Homestead Miami?
That is correct, my friend.
Championship finale again for 2026.
Homestead Miami. That's the one that everybody has been talking. It's been to talk about today. I did a broadcast earlier as well too with US Truck Series as well too, and they said yes, it's about time. Bring it back to Homestead Miami, and that is the case as well. Ethan Winterlight, Ryan Jones, Brad Newman, Josh Mickelmore, Jason Martin and Tyler Williams, all familiar names here on the grid here this evening. There, Aaron. Any picks that you have before we get to the green?
Hard to go past Brad Newman. He's been our short track specialist, or every track specialist basically for the last few rounds. Ethan Winter will be fast. All these guys up the front. It could be any one of the, say, top 6 drivers, I believe. As we see the pace car jump into pit lane, then
Green flag.
Our Australian flag waver, Barry, is fearlessly waving that flag. Good start by Ryan Jones on the outside. Another good start by Brad Newman, who's sending it 3 wide on that inside. This track is very narrow. You see him squeeze up and get loose right into the back of Ethan Winter. Ethan just clips the wall a little bit. Brad's still on the inside. Forces Ethan right up high. Who's going to cut down on the low side of Brad Newman there. Drag race across the line. Ryan Jones has taken out lap 1. Running that high line up against the fence. Winter's still down low. Newman's just going to get... All right, the caution's come out now. Something's happened deeper there in the field with the 79.
Daniel Boyd. Yep, that's the first. I was going to say 3 wide in the entrance in the early days of this race. It was bold and brave. And unfortunately, before we get to see more of that penning itself out there, we had to see Daniel Boyd, unfortunately, have a little bit of a moment into either the car or into the fence, but we're going to find out right now in your pictures. There's Daniel Boyd, as you can see, currently at the moment. 79 machine gets tagged. Double tag, triple tag.
It was 73 maybe?
I think it might have been 73 of Shane. No one's as well too involved in that one. We'll go back and have a look at another replay of that situation panning out as it was. Goes down, yeah, 6 times he comes straight back down and hits to chop the nose off, doesn't it? And unfortunately, those drivers that didn't qualify in a good position will be involved in a little bit of an incident, as Tom Pritchard will head down a pit road early for the 91. I wonder if he was one of those cars that was involved early in that incident there, Aaron.
If you're further back in the pack, it just helps to get a little bit of fuel. Might open up your strategy a little bit. As we look at a bit of the chat on the YouTube, JCR, Jay Wow, he's back, said, whoa, Rockingham. He's loving the music on there. He loves Homestead. It's a great track. And Brad Newman is his pick.
That's John
Mike
Jurassic.
Bremlin says,
yeah, go ahead.
Got coffee, got snacks. He's good to go.
He's
then
good
Bradley
to go.
Cairns
Get
is
the popcorn,
saying,
mate.
good evening, gentlemen.
Fire it
good
up.
evening to you.
Yeah, Bradley Cairns, isn't it? Mr. Cairns out there as well, too. Sorry to cut you off, my friend. Yeah, that's Jordan Jurassic as well. Jordan, why aren't you out on the field here tonight? Because Jordan Jurassic has raced here. The only man who will be representing the United States of America, as he's actually living in Korea on our similar time zone, of course. Daniel Boyd and Tom Pritchard are in the pit road at the moment. And exactly out there in the chat, Mike and Brad or Bradley, I think it is, but Mr. Cairns races with us, of course, here at the Australian NASCAR eSeries League. My friend, do you race alongside him, Aaron?
Yes, he races in our Thursday night truck races. I believe I had a very good race with Brad Lee in one of his earlier races. I believe it was 1.5 miles. I can't remember where. Could have been Las Vegas or somewhere like that. He and I were door to door for a good 10, 15 laps.
Dooring to dooring, Mr. Doorman. You know you're never going to live that one down, do you? Don't door the doorman of Azza. There's your top 2 at the moment. Ethan Winter in that P3 position. Tyler Williams will be lining up beside him. Josh Mickamore and Jason Martin back in the P6 position. So restack them, re-rack them, and do it all over again, my friend. We've got a couple of laps under green flag racing. Let's see if we can continue to get some more green flag racing here at Rockingham Speedway.
Ryan Jones goes about the middle of the box there, gets that good jump. You see a big spin of the wheels in the background from Ethan Winter. He's going to lose a spot to Tyler Williams potentially. Tyler's on the outside. You see a car just coming out of pit lane. Hopefully sticks down on the apron and not cause any issues from there. Brad Newman's just looking a little bit lower on the front of Ryan Jones there. Trying to just generate that run. A bit of a side draft. That outside line just a little bit quicker in that momentum. Brad dives it down. He's going to put it right on his quarter panel. Force Jones up high. Jones comes down. Little touch of the quarter panel there. There's not a whole lot of room there. He's lucky he didn't turn himself into a pinball. Brad squeezes him and he's in the fortune, he's out.
That was brewing up. It was brewing up between us. So nobody wanted to yield. They both wanted that position. Unfortunately, 2 and 1 did not work. Brad Newman in the fence, facing the wrong direction, going from the penthouse to the outhouse just like that. We caught it live in the pictures. We're going to go back and look at that again. But I don't know if you want to put that one. That one is just door banging through the roof, my friend. How would you put this
You can see
situation?
Brad just give him into the squeeze against the wall there. Brad's just drifting up high. Jones is following. Brad's just overdriven that corner a little bit. And then just nowhere to go. Jones is against the wall. Brad just turns himself. Jones did lucky to keep himself off the wall. He's lost a couple of positions in that. I believe Tyler Williams is the beneficiary out of that. So we're looking on the roof cam now. How close these guys are racing.
Yeah, just like there's no room, is there, for Brad to or Ryan to go? He's got nowhere to go. He's just squeezed into that fence, and he just has to sit there. He will, unfortunately, suffer a few places drop, but go back to low pitches. He will be in pit road right now, trying to chip out that damage there for the number 11 machine. Probably not a happy camper, but one thing you'd have to say if you were on his pit crew is go, Ryan, remember there's 132 laps to go, so you can't, Brad Newman's also in the pit road. Essentially, at this point, your arch nemesis, you'd have to say, and right behind him in the pit stall as well. Daniel Boyd is in. Tom Pritchard's been back in again too. So, wow. Fire up those bikes. Well, good luck that you did get everything ready with your coffee, snacks, and you're good to go, my friend, because this could be a bit of a roller coaster ride.
And then Jordan Jurassic on the YouTube chat said that made 0 sense racing that hard on lap 7. So these guys, they want to get to the front, get to that track position. We've seen Brad all year long. Just he doesn't like sitting in that middle crowd. He always wants to be at the front.
Yeah, I don't mind if Jordan, if you're around, my friend, if you want to jump into a chat, we don't mind you pull you in for a little bit until we get the boss man, who is currently at the moment a little bit preoccupied with some visitors from international visitors as well too on his farm. But it give you a little bit of a pit lane expertise opinion as well too. When we do have another caution, if we have another caution. So if you are welcome, John Jurassic, if you want to jump in there, and we'll pull you in there for a second.
And I believe we've lost the Barber family tonight.
Oh dear!
Another round of internet issues that they've both dropped out from.
It's both of them. Yes, that's the only problem, isn't it? Both Andy and Ryan are out of this race currently at the moment. So that dingo's chewed on their internet cable, and that is a non-start really situation between those two drivers. Well, not really a non-start, but that may be a non-finish. So it's so unfortunate, my friend. There's nothing you can do about it. It's like your car breaking down. You're starting it up there and you forgot to put gasoline, or you forgot to put oil in the engine.
And we're going green again. Sorry to cut you off there. Good jump by Tyler Williams. Much better start this time by Ethan Winter, who's going to go around the outside of Josh Micklemore. Micklemore's just got a bit more traction on that inside. Takes a shorter round. You see him dance off the corner. She's very bumpy. She's very slippery here coming off the corner. You see Tyler Williams running that high line, trying to just keep that momentum up, not trying to get loose, as little steering in the car as possible. We're on board here with Dane Snadden. Look at all the different lines. So these guys are going to look for a bit of clear air, not following the car directly in front. You see Aaron Borg just having a look on the inside of Darren McKenzie there in that 71102 machine. Not quite the run off the corner he would have liked.
You want to be kind of tucking in a little bit at the moment. They're going a little bit different racing lines. Just get comfortable with the track, how it feels, the temperature, the tyres, everything that you have, trying to follow the drivers there, trying to battle. Wouldn't be risking it for the biscuit a little bit too much this, sticking your nose in there. You saw what happened there. You can easily get forced into the fence there. Nowhere to go. The car slides. Just too early, really, to make some really crazy risks, isn't it?
The track is at 49 degrees Celsius, so it's going to be very slippery. That right rear tyre will be wearing out, as we can see. The weather graphic up the top there, 14k an hour, 15k an hour winds there. That will make a difference at some part of the track, whether it's on the back straight or across the corners. But the main thing these guys will be fighting will be that right rear tyre coming through those corners. Just going to burn off, and they're going to get looser and looser as this run progresses.
Yeah, it depends on how far you're going to go, isn't it, into this race before you get those pit stops. And I want to let us know there. By the way, too, Ryan, you can actually jump in as well, too, to give us a little bit of a driver feedback, because we know that you went out there, and unfortunately, you've had the problem that you can't drive at the moment yourself there and Ryan because of internet connections. But if you can somehow have a bit of a chin wagon tool, we'll appreciate that one as well, too. You can let us know how the car's feeling it there. At the moment, seeing Dane Snaggen on Aaron Borg to his right there. You can see him. There he is. Hello. Got the Burger King.
Borg's just preferring that high line. Take a bit of a momentum off the corner. Where that low line, it's a shorter distance around the corner, but you've got to put more wheel into it and more wheel coming off that corner. So it just loses that little bit of momentum. See Borg starting to look on the low side. Thanks, Madden has made that place.
He has. Good job. Not easy
So
to
now
make those
he's going to
overtakes.
be looking on the rear bumper of Darren McKenzie. Looks like Ethan Winter is the bit of the bottleneck in this gaggle of cars. He's got Josh Mickelmore looking right behind him. Josh is going to want to move past because that's allowing not Ethan Winter, Tyler Williams just to scoot across. 2.5 now.
Good to see some
So
green
we're
flag
looking-
laps under the belt. 122 to go, of course, but we're going to expect to see some pit stops. Tyler Williams got a huge gap at the moment. 1.5 seconds down the road from me for Winter. He's got to keep this gaggle of cars of Josh, Dane, Aaron, Dazza, and Jason behind him. Riley Curtis as well, too, creeping into that one. Linus Stern.
Borg has cleared Darren McKenzie now, so now he's looking on the back of Snadden. He's making places. He wants to try and get a little bit further up. So once his pit stop cycle's maybe gone up,
Whoa.
whether it can make the jump.
Dane.
There's the 07 of Dane Snadden looking on Josh Mickelmore.
Look at that for a run at the moment there. It says, thank you very much. I'll take 4 positions gained already for the 07 machine. As Borg's looking the inside there of Josh. Challenge side by side. Whoa! This is getting
A little bit close there. You see him just back out of it, get up a little bit high. He doesn't want to turn him across the nose. We've seen the damage that did to Ryan Jones earlier.
It's getting good in the neighborhood,
And
my
then
friend.
the 02 of Mackenzie's in there. Ethan Winter skipped out a little bit, so it looks like maybe Borg's the bottleneck at the moment. It's going to shift around on these guys.
Goes up
See
high
Jason
defense.
Martin's just making a move on Mickelmore there, as you see the 6th and 7th place just dance backwards and forwards. They're going to be side by side with the 33, or the 93, I should say, of Riley Curtis in behind him. And then Dave Douglas just behind him.
Yeah, Riley's going to look to the left, look to the right. He's got Josh and Jason. And up the inside, got a little bit of door banging right there. A little bit of paint
Runs it in
scrubbing.
deep, gets a little bit tight, pushes up a little bit high into the door of Josh Mickelmore there, who's fallen back a few spots now. And you got, I believe, the number 10 of Dave Douglas looking on the outside of his protege, Riley Curtis.
Yeah, Dave's going to say, all right, I can see an opportunity here if gap car. And he will set back here the man from Queenslander. Queenslander, of course, yes, good on you, mate. Queenslander as well, Dave, you know. So got a little bit of a fan boost up here in the booth. Ethan Winter and Dane. Two for now, side by side, up the high side, up the low side. Aaron Borg's spying in on this one in the background there. 5 positions gained in the P4 position for the number 43. Side by side, battle for
Run
P2.
that high line to get that momentum. You see him dive up on the inside. Now, Ethan Winter's going to try and use that same trick to keep clear of him, but Snadden's just kept him just in touch, can go low. 2 very different ways to make this racetrack, but you'll see Ethan Winter come off with a lot of head of steam here. He's pulled out in front now.
Oh,
Both are looking at that high line.
Yeah, doesn't it, my friend? That fence comes up and bites you a little bit there. All this battling at the moment is just allowing Tyler Williams to gain another second or so on that battle.
We can see Brad Newman's up to 18th spot, so he's made a few spots since his early wreck. Jones is up in 15th, so he's got a few cars clear of him a little bit further deep, a lot deeper in the pack than he'd like to be at the moment.
I wouldn't count him out yet, mate. Brad Newman's quite capable of finding his way back up to the field there. He's never out. Dave Douglas fighting of Josh Mickamore. Josh is down 3 places from where he wanted to be, but is there a bit of tyre saving and all that sort of jazz going on? As you can see, the Baron between Dazza and Jason. And that's for P5.
The Darren's just trying to hold on to that high side. Try and pinch the 21 of Jason Martin down. They don't want to pinch too tight. We've seen what happens already. A lot of nice, clean, hard racing happening here tonight. Couple of early cautions. Everyone's just calmed down a little bit. Realise this is 140 laps of round Rockingham Speedway. Kenzie's got right on his bumper right now. Not sure whether he wants to make a move or not.
That's one you got to feel too as a racing
driver.
driver.
The bumps through the middle of the corner in that shot perfectly.
Yeah, that's the thing I was worried about, isn't it? Because Davey's going to go, you're not going to take the opportunity, my friend. I'm going to send it up the inside there. Dave Douglas, number 10. Look at that one on the outside, 0-2 of Darren McKenzie. And this is the thing, power slide out of the corner, manages to turn it in so he allows enough space between side-by-side action. But that's the thing, isn't it? When you're fighting that car up the road, all of a sudden you forget there's somebody behind you trying to seize a place.
And you can see how far that's brought Darren McKenzie 2 or 3 laps ago, right on the bumper of Snadden there.
Oh, I don't go through that, gentlemen, just yet. I do like it, and I will get my popcorn ready for that one, but a little too early, you'd have to say, that Darren Azza to go for 3 wide, mate.
We've seen 3 wide already, and it didn't work out well for these guys. So around the 30-lap mark, they've had, what is it, about 25 laps green now. Look at how bumpy this racetrack is. She's an old racetrack, didn't get raced a lot.
Oh, look at the run that Josh is going to have.
Huge run there by Josh Mickamore. He will clear Darren McKenzie. No,
not yet.
All slides up into him. Bit of a slide from Darren McKenzie. Josh is kind of just backed out a little bit. He's apologising straight away on the radio. Darren McKenzie will just put that back in the back of his mind now, just saying, all right, that deal's done.
Riley's going to sneak it around the outside.
The 38 just drifting high on the towards the 93 there. These cars are starting to get loose.
That's pretty bold and brave to go around the outside, isn't it? We saw what happened earlier, because you can get squeezed up in the fence, but drivers have a bit of confidence. I like that sportsmanship here at the Aussie League. You know, sorry, mate. My bad. We'll back off a little bit. We'll race again. We've got plenty of time to go, 107 laps. I like that spirit. That's the Australian spirit you're going to have here. And if you do like and support the Australian spirit, please give us a thumbs up and a like as well, too. Because the Aussie NASCAR series is going places, my friend. Certainly. And I'll tell you what, with this talented lineup that you're seeing and battles going on here for the Australian X Series, and of course we have the ANC and we have the Truck Series as well, too. So you've got all the action of the Aussies. Showing the Americanos how to drive around the track of the oval tracks in the United States of America.
We've only got the one major oval track in Australia, and she's sitting in ruins, which is a huge shame.
We'll bring it back, mate. Maybe we get iRacing to bring it back for us.
I'd love to see Calder Park, the whole thing scanned, and then you can do the road course joining onto the oval. It would be an amazing thing to see. I've got a lot of history with Calder Park, been there a bunch of times as a kid watching the Thunderdome. As we're on board with Jason Martin just hunting down the back of Dane Snadden there. Cars are stretched out a little bit. We'll see who saved their tyres earlier. You see Snadden just had a big tight moment heading up high and then loose off the corner that's allowed Jason Martin get to the inside. These cars are not behaving, as we can see. The 79 who was in that early caution. I believe he's a lap car. They're 3 wide over the stripe there. 79 backs out early. He doesn't want to get in the way of everyone else.
Oh, Dane's getting really loosey-goosey, isn't on the rear there, sliding up. But thankfully, one thing, he's got the fence there, but he's struggling. Jason Martin feels a little bit more confident on the inside there of his tyres. Dave Douglas will maybe a little bit of a player in the mix there further back. No, that's the lap car, of course, that they just overtook. So this is the battle there, and I think at the moment Dane Snowden will have to settle at the moment because that car was getting loose, and you got to realise at the moment if you can't really keep up to the pace there of Jason Martin, just conserve those tyres, mate, because when you get too loose, the fence comes out and bites you, and it could be very much game over.
You can see him coming into 1 and 2, just head straight towards the fence.
Yep, there
Dane
it is.
there, hits the fence there, so he's getting very tight on entry. For the Australian viewers, that's a lot of understeer, where if they're getting loose, that means a lot of oversteer. These are just different terms that the American use over Australia. We see one car up the top there getting very tight.
You know what I heard earlier with Cletus saying? A chicken lift. So,
I've watched that video, but I must have missed that bit.
chicken lift, my friend. That's like, you should be absolutely just keeping it gas, but you're a little bit shy committing to something, so you chicken lift. And I've never heard that term before in my life, and I have to check with the my comrades that are over the United States of America to see what. Oh, into the fence a little bit, Riley Curtis. Big battle there for Shane
Riley's just
Bowen.
trying to give him a bit of room when Riley didn't have the room to give. As they're coming up on the lap car of 91 of Tom Pritchard. Tom's just going to stick it up high. He doesn't want to get in these guys' way. Sometimes the best thing you can do about these races is just survive, get a little banking of points. If you're just on that playoff bubble, as we can see, the 31 of Josh Micklemore is coming up to Stevie Dub there. Running on the outside. He's running along that fence. Drives it down the hill. Uses the hill to make a bit of momentum. And look at that speed difference until he clipped the fence. That really held him up a little bit.
Challenge for the lead. Sorry to cut you off, my friend. Tyler Williams needs to win.
Ethan Winter is moving on the inside of Tyler Williams. So Winter's just managed to save his tyres a little bit to then bring that challenge. You can see how well he could hug that yellow line where Tyler got... Oh, he doesn't want to squeeze him too much. We've seen what happens already. They're both drifting up the track. A big run of speed for Tyler Williams. He's going to have a look on the inside into 1 and 2. Nope, backs out of it early. Tries to run that mid-corner speed a little bit higher. But Ethan Winters just using that banking. He drives down the hill on the second half of that corner to help him build a bit of momentum as he drives it in very deep into turn 3 there. Clips the fence ever so slightly as he's building a bit of a gap as we just cross over lap 46. We get a caution. And the caution is out.
I think it might be for Riley. Yes, it is. Riley is pointing in the right direction now here down the Thunder Alley straightaway, but Riley, unfortunately, for the 093 machine there, and also a Queenslander as well too. Riley, it'd be sport Queenslanders, mate, but I don't be a sport near going the wrong way, Riley. Let's see what happens. 3 wide. Oh well, you know what's going to paint the picture on this one, my friend.
So you got the lap car, the 79 there, and then the 38 of...
Oh, Riley's the fence himself, mate.
Oh, just got loose off the corner, clipped the fence, hard into the wall there. There's going to be a little bit of damage on there, but the car doesn't look too bad.
Let's have a look. Riley's gone here, so you can see three cars actually to your left. There's 2 cars.
You can see how many bites of the steering wheel, and just clipped the fence. And unfortunately, that 79 was just an innocent bystander. Clips him on the way through to really finish him off.
He's not that much
So this is going
damage.
to tighten up the field. I would assume everyone is going to come down pit lane.
Yeah, you're right, mate. You'd be crazy not to go down pit road right now. This is the first time we've had a break since essentially the start of the race when we had our first caution. So now it's go down a pit road, battle for pit road. Now, you're not going to make your way to the end of the race on this one. There could be one more pit stop. Could you eke it to one more pit stop?
I would say there'd be one more pit stop somewhere in around the lap. If it's green flag, 100 to 110.
Right. So you could... So you're looking at 2 stops still. This one
at least
and
one
110.
stop.
Right. including this one. I'm a little confused on that one.
Yep, 2 stops, including this one.
Yep. Let's see who jumps out first. Ethan Winter has the best prime spot there. 34 is going to come out. That's Tyler Williams. And he'll jump Aaron Borg there. Jason Martin, Dave Douglas, Josh Mickamore, Stephen Williams. So that's how it's going to pan out, my friend. Ethan Winter started on pole, is in P1, and has the lead of this race. And I recap, of course, there. So 48 of 140, Ethan Winter. 3 cautions down. Number 39 looking strong.
So let's ask our viewers. Now, Brad Newman, he's still in that pit lane, as you can see on our leaderboard there. Do you reckon he's still got it? He'll be checking off a little bit of damage. Might have had a few rubs in that midfield battle. Or do we think someone else is now going to take it out?
I never would count Brad Newman out. He's definitely chipping out some damage. We can't see his pit crew, unfortunately. What is the 48 doing? Waiting completely?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the pit lane exit must have been closed. The cars.
I actually can't find the 48 in my live timing as well, too. So I do apologize for that. Maybe the car livery's not matching what it is. But Brad Newman and Jason Holdworth Jason Holdworth's been in there for a good chunk of change of about 5 minutes, my friend. He's down there signing autographs, actually. He's out of the car. Better jump back into it. But the pace car lights are out. Ethan Winter, Tyler Borg, Jason Martin, Dave Douglas, Josh Mickamore are your leading pack at the moment as we're about to start lap 50.
Winter goes early in the box there. Gets a good jump. Tyler Williams gets the good jump around the outside of Aaron Borg. He'll be able to slot in if he wants to take that preferred line, but he's going to use that momentum on the outside. Winter blocks him off a little bit. Let's see the different lines they take. Winter's going high to try and protect that momentum, but you see Tyler just drove down to the low line there, used that banking to build that momentum. Like I said earlier, there's different ways to make speed around this track. Winter's just losing out a little bit there. We saw how much of a gap Tyler Williams had on that short run last time. Oh, they get door to door. They're pushing up. This looks like early in the race. You see the 34 gets a bit loose. Oh my God, this gets so close to the back bumper of Winter there. These two are fighting, and then Borg's just looking there going, come on guys, give him a tap, take yourselves out.
You reckon he's really thinking that at the moment, mate? He's going, all right, come on.
Winter dives it in deep. He's going to get tight. You can see him push up. Oh, it's nearly a carbon copy of what we saw earlier. They're going to slow each other down. Borg's right here. He doesn't want to get too close to this right now. You can see him back out of it. There's nowhere he can go. This racetrack's very narrow. Maybe he's going to give Winter a bit of a bump draft. Oh, you can see Williams just hit the wall hard there. That's going to slow him down. You see the flame shooting out the pipe. That's when they're letting off the throttle. Winter keeps it a lot tighter, but Tyler's going to get the run on that outside line to clear him for the first time in about 3 laps.
I'm loving this. When did you responsible with McDonald's? We are loving, if you're not loving this at the moment, you're not loving motor racing, and it's absolute fine. It's the battle for P1 and P2 are continuing at the moment. More Aaron Borg, I'd have to say. Might be putting the pressure right now on Ethan Winter. But the Ethan Winter still put the pressure on Tyler Williams. That's the battle for P1, 2, and 3. And Jason Martin's looking this one there in the background saying, okay, Borg, I've just seen what you've witnessed at the moment. Could be the scene of a crime scene coming up soon if these two get into each other.
Say Winter's just a little bit loose off the corner. Borg might be looking on the inside. Maybe he's going to pick that high line and follow. He's kind of no man's land there. You see Winter just goes for that side draft on the 34 of Williams. Borg just doesn't know which driver to follow. They kind of got their strengths and weaknesses. They're yo-yoing apart in the draft there. Let's see what they do. Tyler Williams is looking high. He's going up, running that fence, using the banking to come down, make that momentum, same as Borg's doing now. But Borg's just got nowhere to go unless he really gives Tyler the hurry along, who gets very tight in the middle of the corner. Got to let off a lot more. so he doesn't hit that wall. That's allowed Winter just up on the inside there. So I don't know if Winter's made a few adjustments to his car for the short run, because we saw how far Williams ran away with it at the start, but then Winter had the long run car to chase him out.
He's getting a good bunny snag, isn't he?
Williams is looking very loose at the moment.
Yeah, this is going to be spicy dice. Looking at the board from Jason Martin's perspective at the moment in P4, because he knows that Aaron Borg's going to stick his nose somewhere where he can get that job done. And don't go talk to Kim Kardashian, plastic surgeon at the moment, because we'll get your nose chopped off there. 43. No. Jason Martin says, come on, Borgie, get it done. Okay, see if you can catch Tyler.
We're going to do 2 by 2. You see how loose. Oh, big tank slapper there by Tyler Williams. Jason Martin's just going to try and clear Borg. Going to limit Borg's opportunities to make the move. Winter has now cleared Williams after that big tank slapper. But here comes Williams looking on the inside. But then he's got Jason Martin looking on his inside, Borg on his outside. This is great racing. 4 cars within 0.4 of a second.
And traffic up the road. Where is... That's not Newman, is it? Whoa! He's going on the inside apron.
Oh, you see Jason Martin get very loose down on the apron there.
Jason Martin.
I reckon...
Yeah.
Brad Newman's probably got a major issue with the car. He's down 3 laps now, so he's going to be a very long shot to beat anywhere in this race. But till then, Winter out in front, Williams not far behind him, and then Micklemore also bought himself into this. He's cleared the 21 of Jason Martin, who got loose. You saw him down on the apron before. Micklemore capitalises. He wants to get past the 43 of Aaron Borg there. Not quite clear. Now he's clear. Spotter's giving him the okay to come up high. Open up this corner. You can see the bit of smoke coming from the tyres of Tyler Williams, who's getting very tight in that mid-corner, pushing up high. Yeah, as you see, the 31 of Josh Micklemore up into the fence there. These guys are all pushing very hard now. Dave Douglas is buying into this battle too.
Wow, good battle there, Josh. Jason, Dave, and Josh are good. That sounds like a law firm, but it's not. It's absolutely some of the best drivers you're going to find in the world from Australia in the Australian NASCAR eSeries. As they're side by side, there Josh is up the right-hand side there. Switch the camera around. There it is. That's Joshy, the 31. On the outside lane, the inside lane, the outside lane, any lane's kind of working at the moment if you're confident enough in the tyres of making that car not slide into that very dangerous barrier. They call it a safety barrier, my friend, but how safe is it when you slam into it at 200 miles an hour?
I certainly wouldn't want to do that. It's still made of steel. There might be polystyrene behind it, but you're still going to have a bit of a headache afterwards. We're on board with Tyler Williams now, just having a look back at Borg, who's running high, and then Jason Martin's running that low line. We loved coming to a track with multi-groove racing. It just opens up so many more opportunities to make speed around this racetrack. You see how much distance Jason Martin's just clawing back on the back of Borg there. Tyler Williams' car looks like it's a bit more settled down. Maybe he's just taking a few deep breaths. Just let the pressure down.
I was going to say 2 songs now.
Jason Martin's almost up to that rear quarter of Aaron Borg there. As they go past that Thunder Valley sign.
Oh, I love it. It is the
Winter's
Thunder.
Just clipped the wall there, so Winter's starting to get a bit tight mid-corner. These guys have used a lot of tyre early in this run.
Hope you're enjoying the show. Get your popcorn out, your tray tables stowed, and your seat in the upright position, because we're in for a bumpy ride, bumpy circuit, as you mentioned too, Aaron. And it's all about that tyres, my friend. So if you are going to make a landing, you want to make sure that the tyres will make you stop on a dime at least, and stop them before you taxi your way into the terminal. who's going to taxi their way into the final lap and into Barney's clutches of the checkered flag?
Hard to say, but it looks like one of our front two drivers look like they're the strongest candidates at the moment.
Old Ethan?
You see Ethan there. He's clipped the wall a couple of times, so that tells me he's a little bit tight in the middle of the corner. He just needs to back it up a little bit. You can watch him drift it up high. Then he's using that baking to drive down the hill to make a bit more speed instead of running around the outside. If we can change to a camera view on the back of a car as they come through turns 1 and 2, that will demonstrate how bumpy this racetrack is. So we're looking into 1 and 2 there. You can just see the bump all the way through there. Big bump there, big bump there. Oh, that was close to Borg there. As we welcome in Nigel into the booth. Welcome, mate.
Nigel.
Hello. That's better.
We've got
you
Nigel
on the air, mate. It's been a wild race so far. A lot of tyre wear, a lot of attrition. Big moments early on. As we're looking at Jason Martin, just looking at Borg, you see the 11 car Ryan Jones going a lap down. He was fighting for the lead early on, got caught up in that early second caution, I believe it was. First or second?
Yeah, you're right. Something like that. Ryan Jones, unfortunately. There is now the 13. There's only 13 cars left on the lead lap there. Nigel, mate, and Ethan winner.
I'm just catching up because I have not seen one lap so far, so I'm just trying to catch up with everything here at the moment.
You're right, man. We'll let you know. Well, of course, Nigel was entertaining international guests. Of course, he had the Queen of. The King of England and a few other dignitaries there visiting his farm earlier on there, Nigel.
See Borg there making the move on Williams. Sorry to cut you off there. We've got the battle for second place. Tyler just looks like he's struggling for a little bit of that mid-corner grip, and Borg's just managing to get alongside on the corner but losing it on the straights there. Very narrow track. You can see how little room they have coming off that corner up to that Thunder Valley sign where the safer barrier ends. Been a lot of great racing here today. Jason Martin's trying to buy into this. Borg's there now looking on the inside of Tyler Williams. Lets out a little bit early. Oh. Tyler clips the wall there. That's going to hurt his run a little bit and allow Jason Martin just to have a look. On the chat tonight, Trevor Micklemore, there might be controversy here, says, good evening, guys. Probably a little bit early to show my cards, but he reckons Jason Martin might be the one for the win. He's 1.1 seconds off the lead of the race now, fighting hard with Borg and Williams.
Yeah, Jason Martin. That's an interesting situation as well, too. P4, but anybody could win this race in these positions. We've still 64 laps to go, so certainly. But the big, huge battle is now brewing because Ethan Winner's caught. I mean, that gap is gone. The gap is gone from Ethan Winner. He was up the road by a couple of seconds and change. Now, traffic is coming into play, gentlemen.
We can see Newman have a huge moment on that back straight. He's pulled it up on the... He does not want to spin in front of the leaders, create a caution. He's having a lot of struggles tonight.
I will leave you two gentlemen in the booth there. So Nigel's joined us, of course. Aaron, the man of the voice and the microphone here behind the X Series. Gentlemen, how we go? We got 62 to go.
We just saw Brian Blundell just get a little bit loose off the corners. These guys are going a long way into a stint. They're pushing high into turn 3 and 4. Winter's gap is out to 0.9. He's managed to stabilise it a little bit.
And I think this is the first time that we've been here with the X Series to the Rock, as they say. This will be the first time I think we come here in the trucks last year. but not the X Series.
I missed out on my opportunity to run it, unfortunately, on Thursday when iRacing maintenance just got in the way of our racing.
That
We
was a
see
pain, that was.
the lap traffic there just hindering Borg. He was looking low, then saw the lap car on the inside there. 13 cars on the lead lap now. Look at this gaggle of cars here. They've got worn tyres. You got Dane Snadden looking in 6th place, trying to chase down Dave Douglas, but he's got Stevie Dubb right there on the inside. There's not a whole lot of option apart from going the long way around.
Yeah, we are expecting green flag pit stop soon, do we? Or
I believe the green flag pit stops, if they come, they'll be somewhere in the 110 mark. But these guys are going to get very loose, so maybe someone takes the opportunity to come down a little bit early. But with the cars this loose, you're probably running the risk of a caution. If you come down early, lose a lap, that's going to make it very hard to catch back up.
getting to. Oh, that was into the wall.
Lit Aaron Borg there, send up in the wall. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. These cars are getting very hard to drive. A lot of power, not a lot of tyre under these cars.
And with the sun being out, I reckon the track temp would be right up there as well. I would think so.
It's cooled down a little bit from earlier. It was at 49. Now we're looking at 46 degrees.
Yeah, it's
These cars have been pushing hard for a long time. You see Jason Martin on the inside of Tyler Williams there.
Ethan Winter's out to a 2.7 second lead now, so his time management's been bang on. Don't rule out Aaron Borg though. He's always been a strong driver on the road courses and on short tracks as well. Tyler Williams, he's having a good run after hitting that wall just before. Jason Martin, Dane Snadden, Josh Mickelmore with his teammate Dave Douglas, and Stevie Dubb with a battle there. Darren McKenzie's Southern Stars on his return to the X Series. Be his first race for a little while with Shane Bowen, running out your top 10.
We see Jason Martin on the inside of the 34. Must have got a little bit loose off the exit. Lose a lot of ground there to the 34 of Tyler Williams. These guys are going hard, and while these guys have been fighting, just allowed Winter just to extend his lead out, but now Borg's been released. Can he chase him down? He's not catching at this point, but allows Borg to... Sorry, Nigel, I just...
Oh, no. So right, you just got to wonder what the clean air, what advantage that's actually got here at the moment when the cars are in there for a tight little battle there between Millions Martin and Dane Snadden. Well, he's now fallen off a little bit, but that clean air, it must make a little bit of difference around here. I don't know much about this track. I'll be honest with everyone watching online. I'm pretty much, a rookie at this one here, so I can't say too much, but looks like we've got a car smoking up ahead.
Oh, Stevie Dubbs hit the wall, or someone. You see the bonnet up on that car as he comes into pit lane to repair a bit of damage. We've stayed green for whatever accident that was.
Looks like his bonnet's about to kiss the windscreen. There's a little battle going in between D-Mac, Shane Bowen, and Alex Stelbovic, so I'm going to take a stab at that one.
There's a bit of radio chat. Oh, we see Darren McKenzie slide up into the wall there. Nearly collects Shane Bowen on his way around. There's a bit of radio chatter. The pit stops are starting to happen. These guys are had enough of these loose race cars. They want to get back on that fresh rubber. Still a long way to go with 50 laps after this. Jason Martin just still looking on the back of Tyler Williams. One of these cars are going to have to blink and come down pit lane.
But the problem's going to be, though, is they'll have two sets of tyres left, so do they come in a little bit earlier, or do they leave it as late as possible, just in case there isn't a late caution, because this field's pretty spread out now, so the chances of cautions when that happens decreases significantly. So yeah. Be interesting to see what happens on this long run as the Tyler Williams, he's making that high line work with Jason Martin on the inside. Jason showing some serious speed once again in that 21 No Fear machine.
Back to your earlier comments about the clear air. It just allows you to run your own race. As we see Tyler Williams just hit the wall. You can conserve tyres. You can pick the line that your driving style or setup is favoured to not wear those tyres. As you can see, Winter's out to nearly a 4.5 second lap.
Again.
Where you can see Williams, Dave Douglas into the pit lane, where Tyler Williams, he's under that pressure. He's pushing hard into the corners and just overdrives the entry to the corner, gets a bit tight. Where no such thing for Ethan Winter there. If we can go spend a lap in Ethan Winter's cockpit view, we can just see how smooth he is on the wheel. Just drives it in. There's no more angle. He's not fighting the car. Just straightens out the wheel. There's no snap of oversteer. We look into turn 1 and 2 here. He just turns in. He's not fighting the wheel. He's not cranking more wheel on. That's Brad Newman just on the outside there. A rare bad runner form.
He's got that car dialed tonight, Ethan, if he hits
as he comes down to pit lane. That's a risky move. He was way out in front. If there's a caution now, that will come as we see Tyler Williams hot into pit lane just a second ago. So Aaron Borg has inherited the race lead there. We'll see how far along he comes, whether he tries to go for the overcut or will he try and cover it off. Not coming into pit lane this time around. Let's have a look at his steering inputs into 1 and 2.
So
Turns it in, aims in low.
What lap did everyone pit?
Last pit, I think, was around 60.
Okay. 49. A lot of them would have taken tyres that there. I don't know. If I was out there racing at the moment, I would probably leave this as long as it possibly can. I would have thought you could do a few more laps than close to 50. I would have thought you could do more here at Rockingham, being a shorter of the track. I'm not sure even how long the track is. As Josh Micklemore's in, and it looks like Alex Stelbovics is behind him as well. He's heading to pit road.
He's a very harsh surface on the car now. So these guys have been using their tyres real hard and fast. As we can see, Dane Snadden come down into pit road there. Come in pretty hot. You saw the tail wag a little bit as he come in on the brakes.
That's one of the things with this series. You've got to make sure your pit lane entries and exits are spot on. Otherwise, there are penalty points for those who don't do the right thing. As Aaron Borg's got some bit of traffic there with Stevie Dubb, who did go a lap down from that little bit of damage. I'm not sure how he received that damage, but there was a damaged car as the 21 car of Jason Martin has now hit pit road. So all the cars now are going to start hitting the pit road with only 40 left to go in this race.
My guess, Borg's going to stretch this out as far as possible so we can save a set of tyres for if there's a late race caution.
It's
at
smart.
The end of this race.
Well, it's smart thinking too. So, Ethan, he's the first lap. He is the leader on the first on fresh tyres. He's now 1 lap down. But there's for Aaron Borg, Shane Bowen, and Henry King, there's nothing to lose here. If you've got the laps up your sleeve, and if you know that there may be a late caution, you might as well keep circling that thing around if the car still feels pretty good. So the problem is, though, at the moment is Ethan Winter is doing 24.94s, and Aaron Borg last lap was a 26.67. So it's about 1.7 seconds per lap. So he's gonna unlap himself here, Ethan. There's got to be a time. I think Aaron Borg might have to hit pit lane here. There is no point staying out now.
It's kind of too late for Borg to come down pit road. He's got to play this, that this will be the last round of green flag pit stops. So these guys that have pitted a few laps ago will have to do about 50 laps on their tyres, where now Borg, he's looking at 35 laps or so on his tyres towards the end. So he's trying to count on the fact of these guys burning up their rubber early in this stint, trying to get that time back, and he's just going to have that pressure rubber to the end. So he's going to know, all right, the tyres really drop off after 25 laps. So if he gets them to that 25 lap mark and can run 25 laps on those tyres at full speed, is that going to be the payoff? He didn't have the outright pace to challenge for the lead there, so he's trying a bit of strategy to bring it back. I'd like to see someone do something different.
One to watch at the moment is in sixth, the 10 of Dave Douglas. He is lapping, was close to 22 tenths off Ethan Winter last time out. He does show some strong form at these tracks in past races, the 10 machine of Dave Douglas. So let's see what he can bring here late into the race.
He's got clear air in front of him. That's going to help him the best. Runs up high along the wall there, doesn't quite flip it. Drives down that banking to make the maximum speed down this short back straight. Does the same strategy through 3 and 4. We've got Borg just on the outside of Ryan Jones there. Jones has now cleared him to unlap himself. So we can see that Winter is down to a 25.08, so he's only a second and a half quicker now instead of 2 seconds a lap quicker. So that's the difference that Borgs is looking for. So once he's starting to lose that lap speed, Borg's going to come pit and hopefully for him, breeze past everyone. I love this little bit of strategy.
It's 100%. It's going to start to play out now with anyone from I believe Ethan from 3rd right until 8th. They're right in this race at the moment. Even Josh Micklemore and Jason Martin, I wouldn't rule those guys out yet either. They're putting in some hard laps at the moment. So, yeah, we now got 31 to go. Looks like I think this is going to stay green. I don't think we're going to get another caution here, guys. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking it's going to stay green. If you're watching out there online, let us know who your picks are and what you thought of the race so far, and any other questions, let us know in the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel as well at any stage. Looks like we've got some of our Truck Series drivers in the chat tonight. So Bradley Cairns and Galvin Clark and Steve Gerber, our Truck Series drivers. They'll be in action on Thursday night at Dover for the finale of the regular season.
I've been putting in my practice for that race. I'm about 3 points out of the playoff picture, so I need a good race. But that's not about tonight. We're looking here at what we can do between Borg, Bowen, who's also playing that long game. He's about to get passed by Winter. So Winter's back up into second place, 14 seconds behind Borg there. Borg's got to start to think about coming to pit. You need that time to make the most of the tyres. If he comes in too early or too late, he won't get to maximise the use of his tyres there.
Was pretty much. No, he's Ethan is he'll catch him, I reckon, within 4 to 5 laps. So I do not see there's any advantage for him staying out there now. The field's too spread out now to have that late race caution. So let's see what happens as the race. It's been a good run too. Also for the 52 of Angry King, he's up there in 5th at the moment. He's having a great run in that Jinx Shifters machine with Dane Snadden as well, having a great run in the 07 machine.
King also hasn't pitted. He's 64 laps onto those tyres.
He hasn't pitted. Okay, I completely stuffed that one up. Sorry everyone at home.
I don't know the fuel mileage on this race. Maybe these guys are planning to go to the end.
Well, they could do that too. I do apologise. I've had a long day. So as we be looking to now to go down to 26 laps left to go. I don't know. Yeah, no, he's going to catch his quicker. Yeah. Even if they do try to stay at the end. Oh,
Oh,
Please,
3
threw
wide.
me
Josh
there.
Mickelmore threading the
Oh.
needle. They're the
Think
things they're going to cause that late race caution here.
that just exchange with paint. So that was a crazy move. Straight through. Love it. Absolutely love it.
As you see, Jason Martin just making the move on the inside of the 98 there. They've got more lap traffic of Brad Newman. He's just circulating around, just trying to get those points. He's down in 16th. He's just trying to minimise what a bad race is. I've said it before, you don't win championships just on the good races. You also win them on the bad races. How you minimise that points loss.
And Jason Martin just made the pass then on Darren McKenzie to go up to 8th place. It's a good run so far for D-Mac so far on his first race back. He's great run. He's into the top 10. Aaron Borg is still just going around and round. It'll be interesting to see what the strategy play is here at the moment. Is he just going to try to wing it to the end? But as always, if you're out there in Chatland, let us know what you think of the race so far. Aaron Borg, he's throwing the gauntlet.
That's about 1.2 seconds a lap difference. Now we're starting to close up that gap. So Borg's just kind of plateaued on his tyres. Winter's he'll be pushing hard in these 22 laps to go to try and get up to him. So if Borg's got the fuel to get to the end, I'm not too sure on the fuel mileage, like I said earlier. This could be the strategy game, but we're down to 2.8 seconds now.
Yeah, not going to happen.
So what Borg will be hoping for is there's a caution right now. Everyone, I would say, would come down to pit lane, and he's got a free pit stop out of it, and he'll still come out first. Whether anyone's doing something dicey enough, we've seen a bit of that 3 wide action. We've been 72 laps green now. As you see the car of, I think that's Dave Douglas, just clipping the wall a little bit in front of Josh Mickelmore. These cars are a long way into, starting to get to the point where they're getting loose in this stint. There hasn't been the battles like there was last time because the field's a lot more spread out with those green flag pit stops.
I think we need to go back to the league battle now. I reckon there's going to be a pass for the lead here very shortly between Ethan Winter and
there it is right there. Winter's just dove down the inside. Borg does not have an answer for him. So Jason Martin just moving on the inside of Shane Bowen there, I believe.
Yep, and you got Dave Douglas in front as well, and Josh Mickelmore in there as well. There's running about 1.2 or 1.3 seconds between these guys here at the moment. Roughly the same tyre strategies on all of these cars. So the next 10 laps are really going to sort the men out from the boys.
So 18 laps to go. The cars are starting to move around again, about that mid-stint mark.
Oh, Dave into the wall. Dave's into the wall. Dave.
That's exactly what I was saying. He's getting tight. And then that allows the 21 of Jason Martin just to easily clear him. Shane Bowen's just having a look on the inside of Darren McKenzie there. Shane Bowen's
in.
Going into the pit lane.
And also, too, Daniel Snadden in the 07 machine. What this in fourth at the moment, this will do his confidence the world of good as well. He's looking for a strong finish here. I think. Well, no, we're going to run out of time. I thought he might have been able to get up onto the podium, but I think at this stage here, the field's just too spread out, and he'll run out of laps, unfortunately.
Shane Bowen was 72 laps onto those tyres. So we can see Ball 78 laps on this set of tyres.
He's
dropped
he'll
4
have to be
seconds down
sure.
from the lead now.
He'd be fuel saving, sure.
Notice how he doesn't get into the red of the tacho. He's fuel saving. Maybe there's 1 or 2 laps into it. You can see he's, again, not bringing it up in the red. Lets off early. Drives it smart. Drives it smooth through the corner. He's also trying to save those tyres, not get loose on the corner. Brad Newman just gets out of his way to go another lap down.
Yeah. Jeez, I don't reckon he's trying to push this. Surely he can't make it to the end.
We'll try and have a look if he's got the fuel, but there's no fuel gauge in these cars. You just got to listen to your crew, Pete.
So, yeah. Looks like there's going to be a pass between him and Tyler Williams very, very shortly as well. He's only 1 second behind him now. When there's a fairly gap of 5 seconds back to Daniel Snadden as well. But yeah, then Micklemore in 5th, Jason Martin 6th, Dave Douglas 7th, Aaron McKenzie in 8th, and Alex Stilbovic in 9th, and Riley Curtis is the first lap. Car a lap down, he's in 10th, so if there's a caution, he'll get the lucky dog and get back onto that lead lap. Here's we go here. Tyler Williams going for the pass now, and Aaron Borg.
Not as decisive, or I eat my words there. I was going to say not as decisive as the Eastern Winter Pass. As you can see, a car with fresh tyres. I think Shane Bowens, that is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, that fresh tyres make. Just drove past the 2 of them.
We're getting under 10 to go now. And here's a little battle here now between Josh Micklemore and Jason Martin. I believe these two are really good friends as well, so this will be a little bit of pride on the line as well, to who can get the bragging rights with each other as well. Both South Australian lads too, I believe. Good South Australian lads, I should say. I'm from South Australia myself, so plenty of South Aussies in here, as long as there are other states all around Australia and all over the world as well, who join us for the Australian NASCAR eSeries, X-Series, Truck Series. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel at any time to keep up to date with what's going on. We've got a race coming up on Sunday night for the ANC race that I believe where is that again? I'll have a quick look. This week we are heading to Dover in the ANC race, which will be great. Great watching. You can catch all of that action here on the Australian NASCAR eSeries channel. As we're down now to 7 laps to go. So Ethan's got a nice 10-second lead over the field now. That car has been strong all night. He's been flying for the time that I've been here anyway.
I'm not too sure if he's been able to come away with the win yet, so this might be his night. You see, he's always our qualifying specialist. Up there on pole position more often than not.
And you got to remember too that Ethan is very experienced in a dirt sprint car as well. He's very, very good at that there. So being able to ride the wall is something.
This is not what he wants to see with cars hitting the wall in front of him.
So he has that experience as well.
Just going to back it out, just so he doesn't hinder the leader.
Down to 5 to go. So yeah, as I was saying, he's got some. He's very good on the dirt, Ethan. He's very experienced. And also as well, like he can ride that wall very, very good. He could probably handle a looser race car as well because of that experience with on the dirt side of things. So yeah, he's bringing it home in 4th. Here at the moment, first with only 4 laps to go.
With nearly an 11-second lead over Tyler Williams. And then Dane Snadden has gone past Aaron Borg, who's got a bit of breathing space, to Josh Micklemore behind him, who does not have any breathing space, to Jason Martin just breathing down his neck. 3 to go. These guys are going to get desperate. These lunges are going to get harder. Jason's just, you see him trying to just close up the gap. Drive it down into turn 1. Drive it hard. He's going to get a bit tight. Push up. He's going to hope Micklemore gets a little bit loose on the exit. You see a little wiggle there. So just chipping away at that distance on the back of the car. He doesn't want any contact to be made. We've got 2 laps to go.
Final lap is here.
Flag is in the air. This has been a masterclass by Ethan Winter here. Got out to that lead, just protected those tyres. And you can see him come down past that Thunder Alley sign. No competition around turn 3 and 4. The last thing he wants is cars in front of him. Cars get out of the way and let Ethan Winter collect that checkered flag at the Rock.
What a great race then from Ethan. It was strong all night, led 62 laps. Made the pit stop early on lap 95 and brought it home. Aaron Borg just didn't quite have enough to get to the end there. Incredible race by the BBS eSports car. Strong all night. That will do his world confidence the world of good heading into the ANC race, which will be Tuesday night, which Ethan will be featuring in, as he's going to burn down the house with some burnouts on the front straightaway.
He's parked it there, drops the clutch and drifts it down. Goes to tip into the start-finish line. Oh, no, a little bit squirrely there. I'll give him a 3 out of 10 for that burnout. As we bring up our results, Ethan Winter for BBS Esports coming in first with Tyler Williams 11.9 seconds behind. That is the difference between first and second here. As we can see in the background, Ethan Winter just having a second go at this burnout. And we have Dane Snadden in third. Borg managed to hang on and save those tyres for 93 laps he did on those tyres for 4th place. Josh Micklemore, Jason Martin, Dave Douglas, Darren McKenzie, Alex Delbovics and Shane Bowen rounding out your top 10.
Riley Curlis representing Nitro Racing in 11th, 2 laps down, with Henry King. In 12th, Ryan Jones from Stimrig DPR in the 13th, 14th was his teammate Stevie Williams. 15th, Blind Blundell was 5 laps down. Daniel Boyd was 7 laps down in 16th. Brad Newman was 17th on 9 laps down, and Tom Pritchard rounding out your 18th position. 19th was Jason Holdsworth, and then we get cars that are over 100 laps down that didn't finish the race for Shane Newens, Andy Barber, Ryan Barber, who I believe had connection issues, with Trent Gosley finishing in 24th. I think it's now time to bring in the podium.
We might have a quick break and then we'll get into our interviews there.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
So to commence our interviews tonight, we're going to bring in Dane Snadden, our third place getter. Dane, tell us about your race. How did that go for you?
Yeah, thanks, mate. Good to get on the podium again after Bristol. Second last week at Bristol. I was pretty pumped about my first podium, but to back it up with another one the week after, I'm pretty excited about starting to get a little bit of feel on these Xfinity cars. But the Chevy Bowen's car was pretty quick tonight. I don't think I had the beans for Ethan. He was just saying his setup was pretty good, but. First stint, burnt the tyres through trying to keep up with the boys. So second stint, I just held back a bit and looked after him, and then brought him home. It was good.
There's a lot of tight battles in from that second to about fifth place throughout that race, and you found yourself in the middle of it a lot. Any times you got a little bit nervous running around those guys? Any moments?
I think the outside wall. We had a date or two there a couple of times, but no, not. I don't know. From all the other series I do, these guys race pretty clean, which is friggin' amazing. Go side by side around some of these tracks and not make contact. No, it was another good race. Still, that P1's elusive, but we might get there eventually.
And you did allude to your podium position at Bristol. We should just take a moment to just say we had a few technical difficulties in the broadcast, so we dropped out, so we didn't give you your moment then. But right now, the floor is yours to shout out any friends, family, sponsors.
Oh, you'd obviously have to go to the Whiskey Business Boys. They put a lot of effort into this car for me. I do a lot of circuit racing with those guys. They're a great bunch of people. So you got the Bowens and Timber Truss and a couple of other good sponsors in there that help us out. So actually, real world sponsors, which are nice, not some of these pretend ones that some people have. So no, Greg at Whiskey Business, he's a top manager to have, and everyone else there is just once again a great bunch of guys. Same as this series, you got a great bunch of guys in here. I don't really chat every second of the day with them, but bloody awesome to race with them.
No worries. Thank you very much. Congratulations on your third place. Very helpful for your championship battles. So we might let Nigel take the interview for our second place getter.
Well, congratulations to Tyler Williams in the for another good run tonight. I see you hit the wall a fair few times. How's the paint on that outside of that car?
Look, I think the boys at Slipstream Signs are going to have to rewrap it pretty hastily because we got Dover on Sunday. But no, that was an awesome race. Our Toyota Supra was just amazing today. I wasn't really expecting it. I haven't really done much as officials here as I wanted to during the previous week. But yeah, just basically made up as much spots as I can. I think I really probably should have tire saved a bit more. I was just trying to figure it out as I was going along, but my main thing was once Ryan and Brad unfortunately wrecked and I got the lead, I was kind of thinking trying to do a bit of a Jorge Lorenzo and just sprint away and just try and do some laps, but I just honestly just didn't have the pace and the knowledge to properly execute it. Ethan was absolutely, credit to him. He's been improving a lot this year, and he absolutely deserved the win. I had absolutely nothing for him. It was awesome racing Aaron and Dane for the second spot. I was kind of worried that I was going to really fade quick, so that's why I tried to pit as early as I can, and it seemed to work. I just managed to get the gap enough, and I was just really spending that last kind of stint just trying to learn a few things. I actually, believe it or not, I wasn't actually thinking of being too racy tonight. I just wanted to see if I can run clean, and I think that happened, but with a little biff and barge, as it's come to known with my driving. But yeah, it was great fun.
Well, it's good to see. Like at the moment, you're showing some good form this year too. You've had 3 top 10s and top 5. This will be your second top 5 of the year as well. Is there anything you can take from tonight's race into the ANC race at Dover that's happening on Sunday night? With confidence, can you take that into Sunday night?
Yeah, I think I seem to, between here, Martinsville, Phoenix, I seem to be quite competitive at these smaller circuits and the short tracks. Problem is Ethan and Co are a little bit faster than me at the moment, but no, it's really good to actually be amongst it, have a bit of a track typing that suits me well, that I can just gel with instantly and not have to kind of work too hard to get the pace up. But yeah, I'm going to be working with my team boss Blake Reynolds this upcoming week, just trying to get the pace there, make sure. I just seem to be a bit what's the word, eager in the early run phase. I think I maybe overdrive it a little bit too much at the moment, but apart from that, I feel like I'm going into Dover with a really good shot. We're doing really well. We're getting some good points on the board for ANCS, and hopefully we can bag a really good result, maybe even a win. I'm just throwing that out there, but it's because I feel confident. But we'll see how we go. There's a lot of strong drivers, and yeah, I'm looking really forward to Dover.
Well, congratulations once again there, Tyler, on your second place tonight. Shout out to all your team sponsors, family, friends.
Yeah, well, first of all, hello, Mum and Dad. I don't know if you're watching or you ever will, but I'll say a quick hello to you. You guys can't thank the Racecraft guys enough for bringing me on. They've really helped me gain the skills and confidence I needed to run up front. Got to shout out the sponsors: Next Level Racing, Slipstream Signs, Apex PCs, Apex Action Photography, Apex Hunters United, Dunlop Kart Sport, and Anderson Race Cars. And also big shout out to the competitors and everyone who puts this league together. This is just, I say it every week, I have so much fun doing this stuff. This is just a highlight of my week between this, the trucks, and ANCS when it's on. So can't thank you all enough. And thank you to all the viewers at home. And see you on Thursday for trucks at Dover.
Well done again, Tyler. There's our second place. Now it's time to move to our first place truck. I'll do the first question, Aaron, and you can do the second. Ethan, congratulations on your first place tonight. That car was fast.
Yep, thank you. I kind of needed this win, honestly. I was pretty safe in the standings, but those playoff points are going to be important, especially with a lot of good drivers in this series come playoffs. So it's good to go grab those 5 points, I think, maybe 4 points it is, and obviously the pole along with that. But yeah, I mean, Nick had this car on rails. I'd made a few little changes during the week just to see how I felt, and just went back to back to his benchmark, and I felt best on that. And I could run anywhere in a tire where I honestly didn't have much, and that kind of showed in those. After 35 laps or so, I kind of would, pull away by like a tenth or maybe a little bit more than that a lap. But all things considered, good result for me, and just great showing again for the series to only have a few cautions, I think it was. So just glad to see the improvement on that side, and look forward to the rest of the series.
So you've been our pole position specialist for this season. How much of a relief is it now to get that win to back it up?
Like I was saying about the playoffs point situation, it's good to finally convert one. I'm kind of a little bit of rocks and diamonds as of late. Either qualifier, I hit the wall and start last. So I know when I can start up front. I don't have to use as much tire to drive up through the field, and that little bit of risk there as well of getting involved in an incident if you're driving through the field. So I was just glad to ride around, courtesy of that pole position tonight. And once I felt like I could go, I just chased down Tyler, and yeah.
That was a great drive from you. Sorry, no.
Yeah, no, it was. No, I was going to say, so far This season, 5 top tens and 3 top fives, and now got that win. Can you take confidence from this into ANC Sunday night at Dover?
Yeah, absolutely. ANC, before last week had kind of been terrible for me. I think I was basically last in the standings, but top 5 last week at Texas, and I know myself, I'm pretty good at Dover, so hopefully can qualify well and keep the momentum going in that series. Fortunately, I'm pretty close to the cut line still, so just hopefully I can work my way back into the cut line and maybe grab a win to get some playoff points, because I know, again, come playoff time, going into playoffs with 0 playoff points is going to be tough to advance to the Final Four.
And one question I'll ask is that I know you're very experienced on the dirt scene, very, very good in a sprint car. I've seen that myself. Is there anything that you can bring from that side of it into the oval side? Is there much that that your experience you can take from that into this as well?
In terms of racecraft, like setting people up, just doing things a couple laps in advance, just being able to move people around, with their mirror and stuff. And in terms of driving, I mean, I'm probably a bit more comfortable and confident up against the wall and just getting the most out of it. I know I can use up some paint, and it's not going to affect me speed-wise as long as I hit it right. But not so much a driving thing, more just a racecraft thing that's transferable. And I like these tracks where I can kind of put it up against the wall and just get the most out of it.
Well, congratulations once again, Ethan. That was certainly a drive to watch back again, that's for sure. Dominating tonight. Shout out to everyone in your team, sponsors.
Just congrats to Tyler and Dane on the podiums. I know they've come a long way this season on performances, particularly of late. Obviously, thanks to you gentlemen for putting on the broadcast, Nigel, Jason for doing all the work in the background to put this whole series and every series together. Thanks to Nick, Team Conti for putting together this belter of a set, and thanks to my sponsors, Australian Speedway Results, District 23 Suspension and Engineering, and Fusion Setup Shop.
Yeah, well done, and congratulations once again, Ethan, and we'll see you Sunday night for ANC at Dover. Oh no, early truck series too, if you're racing the trucks on Thursday night.
No, I won't be, sorry.
No, that's not a drama. Thanks, Ethan.
Thank you.
That rounds out round 7 at Rockingham Speedway. Next week, the regular season finale at Talladega, baby. We're going to be ripping around those high banks, screaming like a bald eagle, as Cletus McFarlane would say. But before that, on Sunday, or Tuesday, Thursday night, we have the Truck Series at Dover. And then Sunday night, the ANC at Dover again. And then absolutely looking forward to seeing these cars rip around Dega. So we're going to wind this down tonight. Thank you. A big thank you for our producer, Dean Hopkins, jumping in the booth for half that race until we waited for Nigel. And thank you, Nigel, for joining me once again.
Not a problem. I'll see everyone next week. I think Carl's back next week.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, everybody, for watching, interacting. Looking forward to seeing you next week.